Kidnapped by the Mafia Boss, a dark love story of forbidden passion, forced marriage and dangerous obsession where power, fear, desire, and destiny collide in a way that changes two lives forever. This is not just another mafia romance, this is the tale of a ruthless mafia boss who lives in the shadows, commanding respect and fear from everyone who crosses his path, a man who has built an empire of crime and power with blood on his hands and fire in his heart, yet beneath the cold exterior he hides an obsession, a dangerous craving for a woman who was never meant to be his. She was innocent, untouched by the darkness of his world, living a quiet life filled with dreams of freedom, love, and hope. She never imagined that one night her entire world would shatter when she was taken, stolen against her will by the man everyone fears, the man whispered about in the streets, the mafia boss who believes he owns her. Now the story begins with fear, chains, and betrayal. She resists, she fights, she cries for freedom, but every attempt to escape only draws her deeper into his world. His mansion becomes her cage, his rules her prison, yet in the midst of hate and fear something forbidden begins to grow, a spark of attraction that she cannot deny. She sees his darkness but also glimpses his scars, the pain that made him the monster everyone knows he is. He forces her into a marriage against her will, binding her to him forever, telling her that she belongs to him, body and soul. She swears she will never love him. She swears she will never surrender, but the heart is a dangerous traitor. The more she sees the man behind the mafia boss, the more her feelings betray her, and his obsession with her only grows deeper, darker, and more possessive. He is a man who would burn the world just to keep her by his side. She becomes his weakness, his addiction, his forbidden love. Every kiss is a war, every touch is a battlefield, every glance is a fight between hatred and longing. She tells herself he ruined her life, but secretly she begins to wonder if fate brought them together. Love was never supposed to bloom in a place built on lies, blood, and violence, yet it grows wild, uncontrollable, like fire in the night. Their story is one of passion and pain, betrayal and redemption, where enemies become lovers and captor becomes protector. But at what cost? The mafia boss is hunted by rivals, betrayed by his own men, and threatened by a world that wants him destroyed, and now she is part of that world, kidnapped, forced, and trapped in a marriage that ties her fate to his forever. As danger closes in around them, she must decide whether to run from the darkness or embrace it, whether to hate him or love him, whether to fight for her freedom or surrender to the dangerous man who stole her heart against all reason. This is the story of Kidnapped by the Mafia Boss, a dark love tale of forced marriage, dangerous obsession, forbidden desire, and twisted passion. This is not just a romance, it is a journey into the underworld of crime, power, and betrayal, where love is the most dangerous game of all. It is about a girl who was stolen but found herself in the arms of the one man she should fear the most, and a man who thought he could never love but finds himself consumed by a woman who becomes his entire world. Kidnapped by the Mafia Boss is a dark mafia romance that explores love, obsession, hate, and desire. It is about a dangerous man who cannot let go and an innocent woman who cannot escape. It is about loyalty, betrayal, revenge, and redemption, where passion is deadly and love is forbidden. If you love mafia romance stories, forced marriage love stories, dark obsession, mafia boss romance, kidnap romance, dark love stories, or forbidden passion, then this is the tale that will keep you hooked. This is the ultimate mafia love story about a forced marriage that turns into an unforgettable dark romance filled with twists, turns, heartbreak, and desire. Kidnapped by the Mafia Boss is not just a title. It is the promise of danger, it is the echo of passion, it is the heartbeat of obsession. It is the story that will pull you into a world of crime, lust, and forbidden love, where every moment is a battle, every kiss is a sin, and every heartbeat is a war between love and hate. This is Kidnapped by the Mafia Boss, a dark love, forced marriage, dangerous obsession, forbidden passion, and the kind of twisted romance that lingers in your soul long after the story ends. Kidnapped by the Mafia Boss is more than just a love story, it is a dangerous journey into a forbidden romance where innocence collides with sin, where power meets vulnerability, and where every heartbeat is a reminder that love can bloom even in the darkest corners of the human soul. The Mafia Boss is not just a man, he is a legend whispered about in the underworld, feared by enemies, respected by his men, and untouchable in his empire of crime. Yet even kings of the underworld fall, and for him the fall begins when he lays his eyes on her, the girl who was never supposed to be part of his world. He watches her from the shadows, studies her, learns every detail about her life until his obsession consumes him and he takes her, claiming her as his own. In a single night her freedom is stripped away, her life is rewritten, her destiny is forever bound to his. She hates him for stealing her life, she despises the chains of marriage forced upon her, she vows to escape, but the walls of his empire are high and his gaze is unrelenting. The Mafia Boss is a man who never loses, and now he has decided that losing her is not an option. Days turn into nights, nights into endless battles of will. She defies him at every step, but her defiance only fuels his desire. She is fire he cannot extinguish, she is the one thing he cannot control and that drives him mad in the silence of the night. When the world sleeps their war continues, a war of passion, a war of hatred, a war of longing. Her tears cut him deeper than bullets, her screams haunt him like ghosts, yet her beauty, her strength, her stubborn spirit only pull him closer. He forces her into his world, but slowly, without realizing it, she forces her way into his heart. Every mafia romance is filled with danger, but this one burns brighter than the rest because love was never meant to be part of his life. He built his empire on fear and blood, not tenderness and care, but love is a poison. Once it enters the veins, it spreads unstoppable, like the way she begins to change him. She sees his cruelty, but also his pain, the childhood scars, the betrayals that shaped him into a ruthless monster. She realizes he is not just a villain, he is a man broken by a past no one understands, and somewhere deep inside that darkness there is a flicker of humanity, a flicker only she can see, only she can touch. He calls her his wife, his possession, his captive bride, but in truth she becomes his weakness, his heart, his forbidden salvation, and he becomes hers too. Against all reason, against all logic, she begins to crave his touch. The man who once terrified her becomes the man who sets her soul on fire, and yet danger surrounds them. The mafia world is built on lies, betrayal, and blood. Every rival wants him dead, every enemy wants to destroy him, and now she is the key to his destruction. By loving her, he has given the world a weapon, but he would rather burn the world to ashes than let anyone take her away. Their love is twisted, dark, and addictive. It is a storm that destroys everything in its path, yet neither of them can turn away. She hates herself for loving him, he despises himself for needing her, but love does not ask permission. Love simply consumes. It takes everything until there is nothing left but them in each